Hello? Is this thing on? Hey, everybody, can you hear me? Comment below in the live chat if you can hear me. Hi, everybody. It's me, Jason the Cartoon Fan. Hold on, let me get my stuff real quick. Oh, thanks for letting me know about that no parking Barry. Hello, guys and gals, and welcome to a special video that I've wanted to make ever since I joined YouTube back in September 2015. My very first live stream. Those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for a while will know that I didn't get my own personal computer until this past Christmas. When I made the video showing everything that I got for Christmas in 2021, I said that I hoped my new HP laptop would greatly extend the possibilities for my channel. Well, it has certainly lived up to my expectations so far, because in the time since then, I've been able to introduce a new video series featuring samples of programs currently on Pluto TV, restore the rare widescreen prints of Dave the Barbarian and Brandy and Mr. Whiskers to their original NTSC pitch, and install the software that is making this video possible, StreamLabs. Don't worry, this video isn't sponsored by them or anything. I'm just really stoked about what that app has to offer. As for what this first stream will be about, what kind of video makes a better live stream test run than a Q&A? All the way back in June 2020, I made a video in which I answered questions from my subscribers about my life, interests, and cartoon opinions. I intended to make a follow-up, but got so distracted with other, more elaborate projects, I was never able to do that, which I felt really bad about. With this in mind, I figured that a live stream would be the perfect way to reintroduce the concept onto my channel, because then I could get a Q&A video out quickly without people complaining in the comments that it is not as professionally made as my usual videos. If you're watching this video as it's being streamed, make sure to use the chat box to ask me any questions you may have about yours truly. If I didn't answer them already in my original Q&A video, they'll be covered here. There's just one other thing that you all have to do for me. You see, StreamLabs won't let me switch to my internet browser without closing the entire stream. And since I can't hire Five and Miko to look for glitches, please let me know if any technical errors pop up. I'll try my best to fix them if they happen. When I guest star on No Parking Barry's live streams, most of them end up suffering from at least one technical error that doesn't get resolved because nobody bothered to mention the error to us. So I don't want history to repeat itself on my own streams. Alrighty, ask away. Hold on, I don't see the chat box anywhere. Do you guys see the chat box? Yes, Discord fan. There are no glitch texts to help us out. Okay. I don't see the chat box anywhere. Do you guys see the chat box? Because I'm not seeing it in the settings that I have. Oh, hey Norbert. Hold on, I can't answer any of your questions yet. I need to be able to have the chat screen visible. Hey Norbert. I want it to be visible on the actual video, though. Hold on, let me try adding it again. Let's see here. I don't see the option to add a... Oh, there we go. Chat box. Okay. So I just pressed a button that's supposed to help me add the YouTube chat box, but I still don't see it on the screen. Let me try this again. Hey, is anybody able to help me with this? Please let me know if you're able to let me know. Oh, okay. Let me know if you are able to help me with adding a chat box. If I can't add a chat box right now, then I'm just going to answer some of the questions that I already have listed, because I can see the chat box, I just can't add it onto the actual video, which is weird. Okay, let's answer some questions then. Okay. Janet Reyes says, tell us about the evolution of cartoons. Okay, I don't have a script, so I can't do that. Alfredo says, "How are you doing today?" "Oh, good, thanks for asking." International TV The Creative Guy 2005, hashtag Save Ukraine. Yeah, I'm not going to read that whole username if I get any more questions from this user. Says, "What's your opinion on DuckTales and Goof Troop?" Not sure which version of DuckTales you're talking about, but I like both incarnations equally. They're tied for my number 3 favorite Disney television animation show of all time, behind only Phineas and Ferb and Milo Murphy's Law, which are tied for number 1, and Amphibia, which is currently number 2. Okay. Norbert asks, "Did you hear about Mr. Enter's recent controversy?" Yes. Yes, I did. Look, I'm trying my hardest to still support Mr. Enter, even though it's quite obvious that he's lost his mind. But that Turning Red review, oh god, that was awful. Oh, what's a big critique I want to give to it? Oh yeah, he was being nostalgia blind. Oh, cartoons were more diverse back in the day. That sounds like something that the right-wing politics that you claim to be against. That sounds like something that a right-wing politician that you once claimed to be against would say. It's just that video was just awful. Okay. Let me look through here. Okay. International TV Creative Guy has another question. What do you think of Tailspin? I'm sorry, Ryan's Treasures, in case you are watching this video, because I know he's a really big fan of most of the Disney afternoon shows, but Tailspin, in my opinion, is one of the weakest Disney television animation shows. The reason why I believe so is because it takes so much from its predecessors and doesn't have very much new stuff to offer. It insists upon itself. It insists upon itself, Lois. Okay. Alfredo has another question. On a scale of 1 to 10, did you like the Disney XD series Pickle and Peanut? Oh, no. In my opinion, that is the worst Disney television animation show, period. Nothing but cringe-inducing, outdated meme references, in my opinion. Janet Reyes asks, "Do you know about the first Mickey Mouse cartoon, Steamboat Willie?" Of course, I can't call myself an animation fan if I don't know which cartoon Mickey Mouse made his first appearance in. Well, actually, Steamboat Willie was not Mickey's first cartoon. There were actually 2 other cartoons that were made before then. Plain Crazy and The Galloping Gaucho, but those 2 came out after Steamboat Willie because Walt Disney wanted Mickey's first appearance to have sound, and he wasn't able to add sound to Plain Crazy or Galloping Gaucho on time. So, yeah, they went with Steamboat Willie as the first one to come out. T-Bone TJ Smith asks, "Hi Jason, how are you doing today?" Thank you for asking. I already said that I'm doing good. I'm just hanging out around my house. None of my parents are here right now. Well, none of my family members, to be more specific, are here right now. It's just me at the house by myself. If you hear something playing in the background, it's because I'm taking advantage of the fact that Netflix now has The Fairly Odd Parents by playing it in the background on the TV that I have in the back. Charlotte Charlie asks, "Do you like the Gnoufs?" It's spelled Gnoufs. I don't know how that is pronounced. Well, if I can't pronounce the name, then I've obviously never heard of it. Jeffy2010 asks, "Best adult cartoon?" Well, I want to say The Simpsons, but that's kind of a cheater choice. It's really more of a teens cartoon. I'd rather say Rick and Morty. Yeah, Rick and Morty. I've only watched the first 3 seasons of that series, and I was hoping that I'd be able to catch up on the show eventually. I just never got around to doing so because I've been busy watching other stuff. But yeah, those first 3 seasons of Rick and Morty are pretty good. I know that some people say that season 3 is a bad season, but personally I think that one's alright. I mean, not quite up to snuff with seasons 1 and 2, but there's still some good stuff in there. I think that it's pretty, like, the show has a lot of stuff that I tend to despise about adult cartoons, but they do it so well in, like, the Rick and Morty crew does those things so well that they actually are able to make those things entertaining. Andy Kishore asks, hold on, let me see. "Do you think the chat should be put on slow-mo? Maybe that would help. Hold on, let me see. Oh. Okay, Fairy Princess Valentine. I saw your comment talking about, like, bringing up how to add a live chat. So I'll try to do that right now. Just send it to me. Just send that comment again to me, Sierra, so it's right then and there. Oh, hi there, No Parking Barry. I had a feeling you were going to pop up in here eventually. What are your least favorite episodes of Amphibia and the Owl House? Least favorite Amphibia episode. That's going to be a really difficult question to ask, because Amphibia is really, really great. Like I said, second best Disney cartoon of all time, in my opinion, behind only the Dan and Swampy duology. Dan and Swampy, of course, referring to Dan Povenmire and Jeff Swampy Marsh, the creators of Phineas and Ferb and Milo Murphy's Law. But I can definitely give my I can definitely deliver my answer regarding my least favorite Owl House episode. Really, I would just put anything from the first half of season 1. Because in my opinion, the Owl House didn't get really, really good until, like, the end of season 1. And, Yeah, because they were still, in my opinion, the crew behind the show was still trying to figure out the characters and how everything, like hold on, just trying to figure out what the show's style would be. And that's not a bad thing. A lot of my all-time favorite cartoons had rough starts. Take a look at The Simpsons. That's my favorite TV show ever. But I'll admit that season 1 of The Simpsons is not particularly great. I know, hot take of the day. But the animation is crueler. The show is more mean-spirited during season 1. I mean, even more mean-spirited than it was during the more recent seasons. And the characters were not as well defined. I still remember vividly that one episode where Marge acts like a doofus and Homer is the one who's concerned about the family. What was that one called again? No Disgrace Like Home? Oh, The Intruder. Yeah, Barry, I agree with you. If I had to pick a specific Owl House episode, yeah, Intruder is the weakest, in my opinion. Simply because, despite the fact that it fully revealed Ida's beast transformation, there wasn't really much else of substance going on in that one. There were a couple of cute moments with Luz and King, but nothing really much else going for that one. Janet Rice asks again, is there going to be a sequel to the Loud House movie? I don't know, actually. Okay, hot take of the day number 2. Loud House movie is great. You guys are all just being nitpicky. I already did a full posted community tab review of that series for both. Well, I posted it on my community tab on YouTube, and I also posted a thread on my Twitter about it back when the movie was still new. Check that out if you want my full thoughts. Nas T asks, have you ever watched Clone High? All the episodes of that show are on YouTube. Not only have I seen all 13 episodes, I freaking love that show. If it wasn't for Rick and Morty, Clone High would be the best decisively adult animated series in my opinion. It is super funny, and also surprisingly a bit down to earth. I'm kind of a bit surprised by how emotional it got. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog. He asks, are you straight or gay? Both and neither. I'm bisexual. Or maybe I'm actually pan. I'm not completely sure about that. Hold on. Let me think. Yeah, I think that I'm bi because I like boys and girls. I mean, to be more specific, males and females. But not non-binaries. Never been attracted to anybody who was non-binary before. But I think maybe, I'm not completely sure if this counts, my top celebrity crush, Allison Stoner, goes by she/they pronouns. Does that count? I'm not completely sure about that. Okay, alright. No Parking Barry has another question for me. What are some animated productions that you respect for their historical impact more than you enjoy watching them? Pretty much every single one of the princess Disney movies that were made when Walt Disney was still alive. I find Snow White, Cinderella, and Sleeping Beauty to all be extremely boring. I mean, I appreciate them for what they did for Disney, but I just cannot get into them. They're just so generic in my opinion. If you told me that the very first Disney animated canon movie was actually Pinocchio, I would believe it. Especially Snow White. Snow White is the most by-the-numbers movie. To be fair, it created all those numbers, but I already know how the entire story goes, and there's nothing particularly interesting that happens in the movie. Why would I bother rewatching it? Okay. Norbert told me that he thinks cis people can go by pronouns that don't match their gender. So if you're attracted to that kind of person, does that make you pansexual? I'm not sure. Auntie Kishore asks, Jason, how come you never talk about the TV show Rabbids Invasion? It was on Nickelodeon at one point. I just do not care for the Rabbids. I've never cared for any of their video games. And, yeah, so I have no interest in checking that series out. Plus, it's technically not even a real Nicktoon. It was produced, I'm not sure who produced it, but I know that for a fact that it wasn't Nickelodeon who made it. I mean, it wasn't Nickelodeon themselves who produced it. Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with you, Barry, that Cinderella is the greatest of the Walt era princess films, but that's not saying much, in my opinion. I mean, I like the stepmother and stepsisters. They're really cool antagonists. Like, they're really fun to watch, but everything else just doesn't grab my attention. Jai? Jay? It's spelled Jai. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. I'm not sure what gender Jai is either. But anyways, they're asking me, what are your thoughts on the Garfield show? Well, I mean, it's no Garfield and Friends, but I enjoyed it fair enough. I think the main problem that I have with the Garfield show is that it comes from a time period when CGI television was still trying to work itself out. I feel like a lot of the problems people have with the Garfield show, like it being too boring and whatnot, could have been resolved if the CGI had more, like if they were given more, if the people behind the CGI were able to get the actual animation done quicker. Because I know for CGI, you can do, like nowadays, you can make CGI look really good on television, but the Garfield show actually has really good animation for a CGI cartoon from 2009, but I feel like all the effort that went into it could have been put into the writing, in my opinion. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a SpongeBob situation where they had, like, during season 6, 7, and 8, where they had to write a bunch of different episodes, get them out the door to meet a deadline. I feel pretty bad for Mark Evener. Mark Evener is a great writer. I really enjoy his work. I mean, of course, his Marvel comic book series, Gru the Destroyer, or whatever it's called. That's really cool. That was a really cool series. And I enjoyed the episodes of Scooby-Doo that he wrote. And Garfield and Friends is awesome. It's like the best thing to ever come out of the entire Garfield franchise, in my opinion. And I feel like the Garfield show could have been like really good because, again, they brought back Mark Evener. Could have been really good if he was given more time to actually work on it. Okay. Yeah. Alright. I hope I got my viewpoint across. Okay. Let me scroll. Guys, please do not ask me any more questions at the moment. I gotta make sure that I can get this live chat set up. Sierra sent me multiple comments, and I'm trying to go through one of them so I can get this live stream all up and running. Okay. All right. Add the chat. Go to. Okay. Add source. Chat box. Okay. I'm looking. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Chat box. Add source. All right. It doesn't show the chat box on the video screen. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, I'm still trying to see. Alright, I think I got it. Hold on, let me see. I do not see it. This is so ridiculous. I have no idea why it just does not want to work for me. Oh, no, wait, no, don't cancel. Okay. Oh, I see the live chat. It's up. It's actually up. Oh, good. Good. Okay, I see No Parking Barry. I see Barry's comment. And then there's Andy Kishore. Awesome. Okay, let's put it right over here. Can you guys see the text? Can you guys see the text that's on the screen now? Please let me know. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty, so Jai is, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Jai is a girl, but she goes by gender-neutral pronouns too, so, okay, that's good to know. Thanks for letting me know. GameTune says, the Scooby-Doo franchise wasn't good at all until the 1980s. In my opinion, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, Scooby-Doo show, and the new Scooby-Doo movies were the golden age of Scooby-Doo. And then the franchise kind of went downhill up until Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Pup Named Scooby-Doo, screw the Mystery Incorporated fans. A Pup Named Scooby-Doo is the best Scooby-Doo series, hands down. Let's see here. Because it fully embraces the lighthearted fun that Scooby-Doo is supposed to stand for. Yeah, Pup Named Scooby-Doo was really good, and then every Scooby-Doo series since then has been really good. except for Be Cool Scooby-Doo. That one was kind of meh, in my opinion. Definitely the weakest of all the reboots that Warner Brothers Animation produced specifically for Boomerang. Hold on, I gotta move my image real quick so that my video won't be covered up by the chat box. There we go. There we go. Oh, Barry has another question. Hold on, let me see if I can read it. Oh my god! I forgot. I forgot about Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue. That show was awful as well. Like, that's the worst. That is the worst Scooby-Doo series of all time. Because it has nothing to do with Scooby-Doo. There are monsters occasionally, but there's no mystery to be solved. And even when when there are no monsters, there is a mystery sometimes. But when there is a monster, there seems to be no real mystery at all. Like, they turned Scooby-Doo from from a mystery, horror comedy, into a an action show about spies. Yeah. That one, yeah. Man, I forgot. Thanks for letting me know, GameTune, better known as Jacob. Okay. Oh, speaking of Scooby-Doo, No Parking Barry is asking me, which Scooby-Doo girl do I think is better, Daphne or Velma? Okay, I know that a lot of people who had a crush on Daphne as a kid are going to be really upset about my choice, but I'm going to have to go with Velma. Just because I think she's smart, she's the genius, obviously, but also because, just because I find her to be a better written character, in all honesty. Daphne was just the damsel in distress until the live-action movies changed her character. I mean, she's still a damsel, but they made her more competent. But she's still a bit too one-note in her personality. She's by far the least interesting of all the members of Mystery Incorporated. Velma, on the other hand, is awesome. She's really underappreciated, in my opinion. Okay, let me look through these questions again. Oh, I got another one from Norbert. Did you hear that Patricia from Old School Lane is doing a 25th anniversary Angry Beavers virtual reunion live stream in 3 days? The show's creator, Mitch Sawyer, I don't know how that's pronounced, will be there. I mean, yeah, I did hear about that. But here's the thing. I'm not really the biggest Angry Beavers fan. I've only seen a couple of episodes of it. To me, it's the tailspin of the Nicktoons. It feels a bit too derivative of other media that came, the other productions from the company that made it, which came before it, for me to think, oh, Angry Beavers is one of the greatest Nicktoons ever made. But, yeah, so, if I'm interested, and also, I'm a relative newcomer to Old School Lane. I just started watching their As Told by Ginger videos. As Told by Ginger is really, really, really great. Please, those of you who are new to this, who have never watched the series before, please check out As Told by Ginger on Paramount Plus. It is the best. I mean, it's not all-time great. I mean, it's not like my all-time favorite Nicktoon. I mean, I gotta put SpongeBob, Rugrats, and Loud House higher on that list. But Ginger definitely is in the top 5. Probably put it behind those 3 shows. Okay, so Angry Beavers' creator's last name is pronounced Shower. Okay, good to know, Norbert. Sorry for my hot take right there. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Let me scroll through this again. Alfredo asks me this other question that he has. What are your thoughts on Sasha Waybright from Amphibia? Okay. Alright. So, Sasha is a character who took a while for me to get attached to, but once she started having actual growth and development, I thought she was alright. Let's see. So let me try to describe this improvised. So during her early appearances, Sasha was a hate sink. You were supposed to despise her. So of course I despised her in those early episodes because, you know, she was a jerk to Anne in those early episodes. However, once the later episodes began expanding her character and revealing some sides of her that we never knew about before, I started really appreciating her. She has a lot more depth than I initially gave her credit for. And, yeah, Sasha's cool. It just took me a while to care about her. No Parking Berries warning me to not spoil Season 3 of Amphibia. He hasn't seen it yet because Disney, he lives in Canada, so it's going to take a while for Season 3 of Amphibia to make it to the service over there. I mean, make it over to Disney Plus in Canada, I should say. Okay, another question from Norbert. Do you think it's better to ignore bad reboots like the Fairly Odd Parents, Fairly Odder than to criticize them? Criticizing them will only make people curious to watch it and drive its ratings up. Oh, well, it's a good thing. Like, this is perfect timing because I have Fairly Odd Parents playing in the background right now. Not Fairly Odder, though. Of course, I have better standards than that. But, yeah. Let's see here. Fairly... No, Game Tune. Disney Channel does exist in Canada. It's just that it's going to, you know how here in the United States, Disney Plus adds 5 episodes of a show, still currently producing new episodes after those 5 episodes premiere on TV, like they release them as drops? Well, in the international versions of Disney Plus, they wait until the entire season is finished premiering, which is also what the American version of Disney Plus used to do, but they switched over to a better tactic. I would rather prefer Disney Plus just add new episodes of shows the day after they premiere on TV, like what Hulu does, but it's still better than it was now, having 5 episodes released at a time instead of having to wait until the entire season is done. Okay. Alright. I still haven't answered Norbert's question yet, though. Guys, please stop spamming these questions. I need to get the ones that I haven't already answered. All right. Okay. All right. Is it better to ignore bad reboots than to criticize them? I mean, it depends, in my opinion. I mean, if you're just criticizing them for the sake of it and trying to like just spread hate for it, then yeah, I think it's better to just ignore it. However, there are some people out there who are genuinely curious about the quality of a show. Though that's the whole reason why reviews exist in the first place, right? So people who have never seen a show or movie before can get someone's viewpoint about said movie or show before they check it out. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I do think that we do need reviews of bad reboots posted so that people will know that they're bad, but don't be all like, hey, let's spread the word around that this reboot sucks. Because no. That's just like, if you don't like a specific, it's not just reboots. If you don't like a show or movie in general, it would have been like, it's okay to say that you don't like it, but to just go around and be hateful about it, that's not right. But trans rights are right. In the words of the great Hugh Neutron. Okay, let's scroll back here again. Okay. Norbert's response is, I personally feel like it's better to ignore Fairly Odder because their attention and breath could be better spent watching and possibly praising Nickelodeon's current Nicktoons. Yeah, I do agree with that part, at least. I mean, I agree partially about it. Like I said, we need, like, reviews exist to let people know whether or not something is good, or like to let people have some kind of general understanding of what a show or movie is like before they try it out themselves. So, but if you're just going out and ranting about, oh, this show is so terrible, Nickelodeon has no good ideas whatsoever. Well, I mean, not just Nickelodeon. If you're going around and saying, oh, this reboot is so bad, it proves that the company can't come up with any good original ideas. That's not right. No, that isn't good. Like, hold on. What is it that I'm trying to say? Guys, please stop spamming me with these questions. I need to be able to have the time to comprehend my answer to these more in-depth questions. Let's see here. Hold on. What is it that I was going to say? Yeah. So, well, yeah, I do think that reviews should be posted, but don't try to make those reviews, like, don't make it seem like it's okay to say that something's bad, but don't make it seem like it's like, oh, this particular series is like the downhill of a specific company or network or anything like that. And then, like, yeah. And, like, I feel like, okay, here's the better word. Like, here's a better way to phrase what I just said. There should be a good balance between negative and positive reviews. I'm fine with reviews of decisively bad cartoons if they aren't the only kinds of videos that are recommended to me. But, give other shows a chance. Make sure that you are talking about. Make sure I lost my train of thought. Make sure that you take the time to talk about good things that have come out of the companies that are responsible for a bad piece of media. Because even the worst companies have some sort of good thing going on. Like, please don't say, like, I mean, in the early 2010s, I would agree that Nickelodeon didn't have very much good stuff going on. But right now, Nickelodeon does have pretty good, completely new stuff that they're making. The problem is that most people who say that Nickelodeon still only relies on SpongeBob and the Loud House and whatnot, they don't actually give those other shows a try. And, yeah, give those other shows a try. Watch Glitch Text. Watch It's Pony. Watch Middlemost Post. All three of those are great shows that most people aren't watching because they're from Nickelodeon, and most people in the modern day and age say that Nickelodeon is completely irredeemable. Maybe they would be redeemable if more people would start paying attention to their completely original IPs and started paying less attention to their cash cows, Okay. Alright. Norbert, do you think that my answer was pretty clear? Please let me know. Do you think that I got my point across well? Alrighty, now it's time to answer some more new questions, I suppose. Charlotte Charlie is asking, what is your most favorite Angry Beavers episode? I've only seen a few episodes of the Angry Beavers, so I can't answer that question, sorry. It's just not a show for me, that's all. Sorry about saying that, Norbert. I know your feelings are totally hurt and whatnot. I mean, considering your username and profile image. Janet, please stop spamming me with that exact same question. Loud House gets so much attention, not because it's popular, but because people keep watching the show on account of the toxic Loud House fan base. I don't completely agree with that. You see, back when the Loud House premiered in 2016, Nickelodeon was so, people were so desperate for completely new stuff from Nickelodeon that was actually good, that even shows that could be considered average were considered a godsend for them. I personally don't consider the Loud House to be average. I thought that the first 3 seasons, especially season 3, were some of the very best things to ever come out of Nickelodeon. I know. Hot take of the day number 3. I know. Is it number 3? I'm not sure if it's number 3 or number 4. But, let's see here. Yeah, hot take. I mean, yeah, The Loud House isn't a particularly original cartoon, but it's got charm and it's got heart, and a lot of both of those qualities. And to me, that was enough for me to stay invested in it. And, you know, it's also really relatable. Like, the show has such a diverse and well-rounded cast of characters, except Chandler. Chandler sucks. That, they could make even the most boring situations entertaining. You know, that's the thing. You can make even the most generic of stories good again if the perspective from which they're being told is unique. And that applies to The Loud House, in my opinion. The first 3 seasons, though. Season 4, while still good in my opinion, was a big step downward from the prior seasons. And Season 5 was a very big mixed bag. Half of the episodes were good, and half of them were really, really terrible, in my opinion. Yes, worse than No Such Luck and Brawl in the Family. I want to make that painstakingly clear. Oh boy. Yeah. Loud House went really downhill during Season 5. Not to the point where the show became downright awful, like some detractors want to say. Cartoon sheet. but definitely to the point where I was wondering what the heck was going on behind the scenes. Like, Season 5 had the potential to be really good because of it changing up all the major things about the status quo, trying to come up with brand new ideas that experiment with the Loud House, like the experiment with the characters. Half the time it worked really well, half the time it didn't. If Season 5 gets a DVD release, if Season 5 of The Loud House comes out on DVD, I'll elaborate on my viewpoints more, because I cannot deliver all of my viewpoints on that season completely improvised. Pingu240, oh hi Pingu, Mama says, let's hope Season 6 will be an apology to Season 5 of The Loud House. I think it has. Season 6, while I actually think Season 6, for what we've gotten of it so far, has not only been a massive improvement, but the best season behind only 3. I mean, the episodes that we've gotten of Season 6 so far, I want to say. They took all the things that the Loud House crew took everything that they tried doing, like all the experimentation they tried doing with Season 5, and did it good, a lot more consistently. Like, they were, yeah, that sounds good. That's a good way of presenting my viewpoints. Alrighty, Janet, I'm finally going to answer your question. Is Tom Kenny going to voice a character in Season 6 of The Loud House? I have no idea. I really don't know. I haven't been caught up on The Loud House all the way through. Yeah. No Park Barry points out, there are so many multiple season cartoons where the first 3 seasons are considered the absolute best. Then things go downhill. Yeah, I'm not completely sure if that's an accurate thing to say, but Because the only show I can think of where people would definitely say the first 3 seasons are the best is SpongeBob. That's the only one I can think of. I mean, yeah, Loud House too, but actually, there are a lot of like when it comes to both shows' respective declines. Loud House and SpongeBob actually have very similar styles of decline. They had 3 really great seasons, one season that was considered like one season that tried to match the charm of the ones that came prior, and they did a good job for the most part, but there was still some pretty bad stuff in there. And then they had a 5th season that tried experimenting with the status quo, like shaking it up and whatnot. Half the time it worked really good, and half the time it didn't. No Barking Berry. Another example is Family Guy before it was uncanceled. Okay. Family Guy is kind of an interesting one. There seems to be a broken base in regards to in regards to when exactly Family Guy became decisively bad. Let's see here. Some people say that Family Guy was never good because it was derivative of South Park and The Simpsons. And then there are some people who say, okay, depending on which diehard fan of Family Guy you ask, the show's decline began during one of these times. 1, when it was brought back from cancellation in 2005. 2, around season 6 or 7, or 3, during season 12. But I'm one of those people who agree that it was around season 7 when Family Guy started going downhill. But I actually think the show started bouncing back in quality around 2017 or so. The humor became a little less mean-spirited. The cutaway gags were greatly reduced. And let's see here. And they were willing to, like, the show's crew was willing to experiment more with the show. I kind of like that. Okay. Bye, Norbert. I hope you enjoyed what I've done with this stream so far. Okay, so we have a new guest, Scooby-Doo fan. He asks, I have only one question, and that is, what is your favorite thing about the TV channel Boomerang? You mean Boomerang right now? Well, I like that they still have classic Cartoon Network shows airing during the late night hours. Other than that, though, Boomerang is just boring now. Oh, bye, Jacob, aka Game Tune. Javin King asks, do you like Total Drama, and when is the first time you saw it? Yeah, not sure if some of you longtime subscribers are, like, most of you who are newcomers to this channel aren't aware of this, but during the first couple of years, this channel, the one that you're watching my live stream on right now, was actually called Jason the Total Drama Fan, because I used to post a lot of videos about Total Drama, but once I ran out of content from that series to cover, I switched over to covering just cartoons in general, which is probably what I should have done because, I mean, okay, let me point this out. So, Total Drama was a childhood favorite of mine when it was on Cartoon Network. I watched it when it premiered in 2007, and I've always been a fan. Like, I've been a fan of it for a very... No, wait. It didn't premiere in the US in 2007. It actually premiered in the US in 2008. But yeah, I've been a fan. I remember when Total Drama was brand new. So I've been a fan of it for a pretty long time. I just think that it's a really funny spoof of the traditional conventions of reality shows. That is, until it began to grow really, really stale. Here are my opinions on... Okay, here's how I'd rank each season of Total Drama from best to worst. Total Drama Island, Total Drama Revenge of the Island, Total Drama World Tour, Total Drama Pockettail Island, Total Drama Action, and Total Drama All-Stars. That's how I'd rank them. I mean, I know All-Stars and Pockettail Island are technically the same season, but they were produced as part of the same season, but, they're considered separate seasons in universe and on Netflix, so that's how I'm going to consider them. Notice a glitch. Okay, Jeffy 2010, what is the glitch? Alfredo and Friends is asking me another question. What are my thoughts on the Ben 10 franchise? Just couldn't get into it, that's all. You guys are going to be... I know a lot of you guys who are nostalgic for shows like the OG Ben 10 and the OG Teen Titans are going to be really disappointed to hear this. But I didn't really get into action cartoons. Well, to be more accurate, really, yeah. Action cartoons is a good statement. I didn't really get into decisively action cartoons until Steven Universe. And even then, Steven Universe is... there is action in it, but a lot of it... There's also a lot of... I'm trying to find the right word. It's not purely an action show, but I know some people do consider it an action series. So yeah, Steven Universe was the first action cartoon that I really got into. And I didn't really get into another action cartoon until Glitch Tex. I pretty much find all action cartoons, with the exception of a Batman the Animated Series or Symbionic Titan here or there, to be interchangeable, I want to say. So I never really got into them because they kind of feel all this, I never really got into any of the old school glory action cartoons from Cartoon Network simply because they all felt the same to me. That's all. Let's see. Same basic character types, same kind of action, same kind of world building, that kind of stuff. I guess Atomic Betty maybe counts as an action cartoon. I loved that series a lot when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it quite a lot now. But, what was it that I was going to say? Yeah, Atomic Betty, I think, counts as an action cartoon. Maybe? But it's not super hardcore or anything like that, like I usually associate with action cartoons. In my opinion, the best action cartoons are the ones where there are characters who I can relate to. I never really was able to relate to any of the characters from the Ben 10 franchise or the OG Teen Titans as a kid. I mean, besides maybe Beast Boy, but I mean, he was kind of funny, but he was just kind of there in the background. But yeah, never really got into them as a kid. Okay, but I actually did give the OG Teen Titans a real watch on HBO Max a couple of months ago. I mean, not a couple months ago. It was one of the first things I saw. And yeah, I definitely couldn't really see why. I mean, I could understand why I didn't get into it, but I enjoyed it a lot more than I initially did. I guess I just needed to be old enough to really appreciate it. But yeah, still can't. I tried getting into Ben 10, still not really a big fan of it. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know why I could never really get into it. I guess it's just because I just don't really root for any of the characters all that much. Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting my opinion. Okay, now that we're on the topic of Teen Titans, Nos T is asking me another question. What is my opinion on Teen Titans Go? While it definitely isn't the best cartoon ever made or anything like that, Teen Titans Go does not deserve the hate it's gotten. Mr. Enter, Phantom Strider, cool it. Cool it, guys. Teen Titans Go was just alright. Most of the time the show is just okay, but there are some times where when the show's crew really puts in the effort, they can make a really great episode. I mean, the obvious choice for best Teen Titans Go episode is 40%, 40%, 20%, because, that one was just epic. But there were a couple of other ones that I thought were really good. What was that one where they were fighting for the TV remote and there was a bunch of different movie and TV show parodies crammed into that one episode? I'm trying to think of that one's name on the top of my head. I haven't really watched Teen Titans Go in a really long time. But, yeah, I don't think Teen Titans Go is terrible, and I don't think it's great either. So, yeah, I think that it's just average for the most part, but can get really, really good at times. I stand by the consensus that the original Teen Titans is better, but I'm going to be honest, I only think that because of the fact that it's more interesting. Just because I find the stuff that they were trying to do, like the plot's more interesting, if I'm going to be honest. Alrighty. Oh, hi there, Richard. Richard's my stepbrother, by the way. Okay, let's scroll up. Okay, so now I have a question from my good YouTube buddy, Sierra, aka Fairy Princess Valentine. Hold on, let me look through here. I'm trying to go back to where it was before. Okay, so her question is, what do you think of my top 10 cartoon crushes? Okay. Alrighty, let me go through the list, shall we? Okay, number 10. Batman, primarily Bruce Wayne and Terry McGinnis. Okay, so I guess she's referring to Batman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond. Batman the Animated Series is great. I'm not usually the biggest fan of action cartoons, but that one really, really got me invested. I loved watching it back when it aired reruns on the Hub Network, which of course is now the abomination known as Discovery Family. Because while there was action, there was also really, really compelling stuff in there. Like, it broadened my like the scope of the kinds of stories I would expect to see in cartoons, which I guess is everybody's experience with that series. I haven't watched very much of Batman Beyond, though. I really should, since I love Batman the Animated Series. Okay. Okay, so Batman is actually tied with Superman Clark Kent. I never saw any full episode of the Superman animated series from the 90s. The closest I ever got was the Fleischer Studios Superman theatrical shorts from the 1940s that apparently inspired it. I really should, because it's from the same people as Batman the Animated Series. Is it on HBO Max? I think Superman the Animated Series is on HBO Max. Okay, number 9. Professor Utonium from the Powerpuff Girls. Okay, Professor Utonium is one of the best cartoon dads ever. In the original series, at least. Like, he's such a nice and compassionate father to the girls. He's just so sweet and loving and caring. Of course, my feelings for him are completely platonic, even though I am bi, because I'm not really into tough, muscular dudes. I'm kind of I'm not really into buff, muscular anybody for the most part. I have a specific type of crushes. Like, I usually go for the kind, cute, compassionate sweetheart. Professor Utonium fits that bill, but he still has those muscular traits. Have you ever noticed that he kind of looks like Samurai Jack? Oh, yeah. I need to get to that in a bit. Well, boy, don't worry, Sierra. I'm gonna get to him. Don't you? I won't forget. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of think Professor Utonium is the kind of person I would like to have as my own parental figure, not somebody that I would want to have become a parental figure with, if you get my jazz. See, I'm being sly and innuendo-y here. And when I say, Professor Utonium was great in the original series, but the PPG reboot ruined him. He basically became a combination of Peter Griffin and Jerry Smith from Rick and Morty in the PPG reboot. Just like this so deadbeat, dim-witted dad. It kind of felt like the girls were being the parental figure to the professor, when it used to be the other way around, and it was really heartwarming. Okay, number 8, Tadashi and Hiro from Big Hero 6. Okay, Hiro is a really great protagonist. I really do like Hiro. He's the kind of, I'm trying to think of the right words. He's just so nice and kind to everybody, and he's super, he's relatable too. Like, I've had to deal with the loss of a parental figure. Not a parental figure, but a family member who I've grown near and dear to my heart myself. So watching Hiro overcome that was really touching. It was really heartwarming. However, I never really, and Tadashi, yeah, he's a cool big brother and whatnot. That's all I can say about him. I still need to watch. I haven't watched it past season 1, the rest of the Big Hero 6 TV series. Because that one was really, from what I've seen of it, is really cool. But, yeah. Just so you know, though, I hope you developed your crush on Hiro when you and him were both around the same age. I just want to make that clear. I want to make that very clear. And let's see here. Number 7, Robin. Any version of Teen Titans, primarily 2003 original. Robin's a cool leader. He's a kind of a bit of a stock standard character, in my opinion, just like the tough and the tough leader who is always constantly made fun of by the other members of the group because he's so stuck up in his ways. He's kind of a bit of a stock standard character. I mean, they do a good job portraying him, but I've never been like super invested in him. Say what you want about Teen Titans Go, but at least they kind of broke out of that and trying to have him be more like extend his personality is what I want to say. Number 6, a childhood crush of Sierra's, Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom, the show, is really great. I'm even willing to argue that season 3 wasn't that bad. Let's see here. Yeah, Danny is such a really cool character. The way he perfectly balances being a hero and being just an ordinary teenager struggling to fit in. That's really nice. That's really cool. And I know that a lot of people in the LGBT community can relate to Danny, trying to fit in when they're different. They think of it as a metaphor for being trans. And I'm all in for that. Even though I know Butch Hartman probably isn't. But that's not a discussion for today. But, never really had any guy crushes until after Danny Phantom had already ended its run. So, never had any feelings and never will for him. Or really anybody on the list, I gotta be honest. Number 5, Yami/Yugi Muto from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Shun Kazami from Battlegon. I haven't really watched either of those. Like I said, hardcore action cartoons aren't really my thing, so I can't really give an opinion. Number 4, Lance Lunas from Symbionic Titan. Symbionic Titan, oh man, that show is so great. Hot take number 4 or 5, if I remember correctly. Symbionic Titan is better than Samurai Jack. I want to make that really clear. I mean, Samurai Jack is cool, but it is so repetitive. People are saying that it's one of the best things to ever happen to all of animation. But all I see is, Jack goes to some place to try to find a way back to the past. He meets some really cool people, and then he almost makes it back to his time period, but fails. That's basically almost every episode is like. I mean, okay, it's not exactly like that. I can get over a cartoon that has a repetitive formula. One of my all-time favorite cartoons is Phineas and Ferb, but I prefer Symbionic Titan because I care about the characters a lot more. I can sympathize and relate to them a lot more. One of my own top fictional character crushes is actually Ilana. Make sure you check out a live stream I did with No Parking Barry for Valentine's Day 2021, in which I gush about some of the crushes that I had back then. It's really outdated now because I don't have crushes on most of the characters on that original list anymore, but you can get a general idea of how I was like as a teen. Okay, number 3, Tagashi Shirogane and Keith Kogan from Voltron Legendary Defender. Have not watched Voltron, so I can't give any opinions there either. The only Netflix show made by DreamWorks that I have seen is She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. And against all odds, one specific character from that show managed to top another character who had the honor of being #1 on my top 10 fictional character crush list for over 5 years. Lapis Lazuli from Steven Universe, for the honor of the top fictional character crush period for me. And Trapta is she's me, basically. She's just animated me. Animated female me. And that's why I like her so much. Okay. Alright. Let me go through this. I accidentally lost the other part of the chat. Okay. Number 2, Jin Kazama from Tekken. I've never played any of the Tekken games. The only Smash Brothers... Smash Brothers is the only fighting game I'm really into. Only because it's not like all the other fighting games. So can't really provide an opinion on Jin Kazama. Sorry, Sierra. And of course, number 1 is Samurai Jack. And I kind of already gave my opinions on Samurai Jack then and there. I mean, Jack is a really cool character, but I don't know, I just find the characters from Symbionic Titan to be a lot more well-rounded, I want to say. Okay, Mike Ainsley? His last name is spelled Ainsile. He asks, what is your opinion of MeTV? MeTV rocks. I'm just going to say that right now. It's just a really cool channel. You ever wanted to see what Nick at Night was like back in the day when they aired nothing but retro sitcoms? If your cable provider has MeTV, make sure you watch. Make sure you check that channel out. It's really it has a lot of really great classics, and I actually have nostalgic attachments to a lot of those stuffy old retro sitcoms, despite despite having never watched Nick at Night back when it was still airing that stuff, because a lot of it actually aired on the Hub. Did you know that shows that have aired on MeTV, like Happy Days, Mork and Mindy, and Alf, the alien life form puppet, those were they were on the Hub for a while, and that's how I was introduced to them. Oh, and same thing goes for the 60s Batman show with Adam West. Yeah, MeTV is really cool, and they got even better when they started airing cartoons. I think it's really cool that they're airing some of the retro stuff from the Warner Media library that Boomerang just outright refuses to show nowadays. Hold on real quick. My dog needs to go outside. I gotta let him go potty. Alright, I'm back. And I also got some water because my throat is feeling pretty dry. Alrighty. Any more questions? Anybody? Oh. Hi there, Levi. Levi. Alright, so Levi is asking, what is your favorite Simpsons season? It's hard for me to pick a specific favorite because, in my opinion, seasons 3 to 8, I want to say, are nearly equal to each other in quality, in my opinion. I guess I'm just going to have to go with season 5. No, wait, not season 5. Season 6. Season 6 is my favorite because, what was it that I was going to say? Because even the best seasons of The Simpsons have at least one episode that isn't too spectacular. But season 6 is the only season, in my opinion, that has is nothing but spectacular episodes all the way through. Let's see here. Itchy and Scratchy Land, Lemon of Troy. Let's see here. What are some other season 6 episodes that I really, really enjoyed? Hold on. Okay, what are some other season 6 episodes? Hold on, let me check. I have my phone on me, I'll look. Okay. Simpsons season 6 episodes. Okay. Alright. 2001 Greyhounds, Lisa's Wedding, A Star is Birds, Bart vs. Australia, Homie the Clown, and Maggie Makes 3, Homer the Great, Homer Badman, the Simpsons episode that is probably the most relevant in this day and age, unfortunately. And like I mentioned earlier, Itchy and Scratchy Land and Lemon of Troy. And of course, no Simpsons fan would be caught dead without having seen the masterpiece known as Who Shot Mr. Burns? I mean, only part 1 aired during season 6, but, half of it is still part of season 6, so, it still counts. It still counts. Alfredo has another question. What do you think about Ashley Johnson, the voice of Gretchen from Disney's Recess? The only 2 works that I really know Ashley Johnson for are Recess and, hold on. Tulip on Infinity Train. But both of those roles are really, really awesome. Did you ever notice how similar Gretchen and Tulip look? No. Seriously, go watch season 1 of Infinity Train and watch Recess. They actually look kind of pretty similar. I'm not the only one who noticed that, right? Maybe it's just me. Oh, Yeah, Barry. Steven Universe is mainly fantasy and slice of life mixed together, but with a healthy dose of action on top of it. Oh yeah, I forgot that Ashley Johnson voiced Tara on the original I mean, all the Teen Titans incarnations, if I remember correctly. But yeah, she, yeah, she was good there too. Like I said, I'm not the biggest OG Teen Titans fan to begin with. Javon King has another question. Have you seen Total Drama Rama? And if so, what is your thoughts on it? Let's see here. Total Drama Rama is in kind of the same camp as Teen Titans Go, in my opinion. It's basically the Teen Titans Go of the Total Drama franchise, except for a series I actually care about a lot. Let's see here. Most of the time, it's just, the farting episode, yeah, that one was just weird. But for the most part, the show is just alright. Nothing particularly great, nothing particularly special either. I mean, yeah, nothing particularly great, but nothing particularly bad, I want to say. Yeah, yeah, I pretty much agree with you, Nas. Total Drama Rama is decent. I pretty much say the same thing about Teen Titans Go as well. Nothing, I mean, they're not like the greatest things ever, but, you know, they're good I mean, they're good shows to watch. Like, they're good shows to have on when you want to turn off your brain. That's the best way I can describe them. Alfredo was asking, what are my thoughts on the Nickelodeon series Mr. Meaty? Mr. Meaty was just weird. It's nothing. I don't really have an opinion on it. That's really the thing. I mean, because it just, I don't know. It just, there's nothing particularly noteworthy to comment, good or bad, when it comes to Mr. Meaty. It's just weird. Weird for the sake of being weird. I mean, it's not weird in a bad way. It's not weird in a good way either, though. It's just strange. And that's pretty much all I can say about it. There were some people who were asking me what my opinion on Uncle Grandpa was. Yeah, I mean, is what my opinion on Uncle Grandpa is. Um, Uncle Grandpa. I mean, it's not one of. I never got super into it, but there are a lot more. It's a lot more clever than its detractors often give it. I mean, it has a lot more good stuff than its detractors give it credit for. Basically, to me, it fits the definition of the perfect show to watch when nothing else is on. I mean, it never blew my socks off. At the same time, though, it never weirded me out to the point where, oh, this show is so disgusting, like some of its people say. And I also don't agree with the detractors saying that it's so stupid it makes no sense. Hold on. I'm trying to think of something. You want to watch a cartoon that makes no sense? Check out Pickle and Peanut. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say in regards to, that's what I'm gonna say as my counter argument towards the detractors of Uncle Grandpa. Also, Uncle Grandpa is voiced by Bill Fagerblackie, the voice of Patrick. I can't hate that. Yeah. I would also put Back at the Barnyard in the same camp. Oh, yeah. Andy Kishore has another question for me. Am I aware that the Adventure Time Distant Lands miniseries was released on DVD and Blu-ray back on March 8th? Yes, I did. I just never got the time to bring it up. Oh, bye, Sierra, aka Fairy Princess Valentine. I hope you have a good rest of the day. Ethan Archive. I don't think I ever brought him up yet. Axe. Did you hear that HBO Max and Discovery Plus could merge into one now that Warner Media and Discovery Communications are under the same roof? Yeah, I did hear about that. Will it actually happen? Not completely sure. But, I mean, if they wanted to increase the value of HBO Max, I think that would be a good decision for the two services to merge. They should also do the same thing with Disney Plus and Hulu once Disney completely owns Hulu in 2024. Hulu is running out of content. They are running out of content from other companies. Pretty soon, it's going to be just Disney's adult content. Hulu could basically be described as Touchstone Plus right now. We may as well, internationally, Disney Plus has all the stuff that you see here in America on Hulu, like all the adult Disney content that you see here in America on Hulu. And it's under an adult section called Star. Why can't we have something like that here in America? Why does Disney think that forcing us to subscribe to two different services is a good idea? I really have no idea. I mean, if you subscribe to two different services in order to get most of the content from the company, it doesn't make any sense to me. But now that the adult Marvel shows that used to be on Netflix are on Disney Plus now, thus putting an end to Disney Plus only having shows that are PG-13, shows that are TV-14 and below. I do think that a merger between Disney Plus and Hulu would be possible. K9X Arts asks, remember Time Squad? Well, I don't really remember it per se, but I've watched it. It's pretty good. Not my choice for the most underrated Cartoon Network show ever. I still think Symbionic Titan deserves that honor, but it's fun. I enjoy it. Yeah, Levy, unfortunately, because they haven't merged Disney Plus with Hulu yet because they think Hulu is still worth keeping up. Yeah, I can kind of see where that's coming from. But Hulu, I'm not sure if you guys read the article about it. Hulu has been losing a lot of content from other companies. So pretty soon, the entire original point of Hulu to have TV shows from all the major networks is going to be eradicated. So if Hulu is only going to have Disney's adult content moving forward, and not even all of it, why not just put that content on Disney Plus and shut down Hulu? You already did that internationally. Why not do it here in America? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, okay, increase the price of Disney Plus $5 by $5 if you must, but I still think it would be a far better value. What is my favorite Sasha Waybright episode of Amphibia? Alfredo, I'm not sure exactly. Turning Point. That was really good. Like, let's see, yeah, Turning Point. Turning Point was really good. It just goes to like it did a really good job showcasing how far Sasha's character has come, both good and bad. MobyFan12 asks, do I have a favorite episode of Futurama? Futurama. That show is also really good. It's tied with The Simpsons as not just my favorite cartoon, but my favorite TV series, period. However, all the episodes of Futurama are about equal in quality to me. Oh, no, wait. I think I know which episode I like the most. What was the one about Fry thinking that his thinking that his brother had stolen his identity, but really he was just building a memorial in honor of him. I think it was called The Why of Fry. Yeah, that one was really good. That one's my favorite. The rest of Futurama is pretty much about equal in quality to me. Like, unlike the Simpsons, there aren't really that many Futurama episodes that I could pick out as being the best of the best, I want to say. Jeez, it's been over 100 minutes already? Okay, I'm thinking about ending this chat soon. Oh, okay. MobyFan12 says that the episode where Fry thinks that his brother stole his identity is actually called The Luck of the Fryish. Luck of the Fryish. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that one's cool. Hey, Barry never told me that he left. Barry, are you still there, dude? If he doesn't answer within the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to assume that he's not there. I mean, that he's not watching the stream anymore. Sorry about the change in scenery, guys. My computer is pretty close to being dead, so I gotta put it on the charger. Okay, another question from Auntie Kishore. Are you aware that Camp Coral Season 1, Volume 1 got a DVD release on March 8th, 2022? I'm not sure if you've seen my post about it, but yeah, I am aware about it. I'm not sure if I'm going to give it its own standalone video, though, because Camp Coral does not have much for me to say. I mean, I just think it's Alrighty. I'm thinking about wrapping this live stream up soon, in about 10 minutes or so. So, if you have any more questions, send them to me now, and I will answer the first ones that I see. What's your favorite Amphibia trio? Aren't Anne, Sasha, and Marcy the only trio on Amphibia? Oh, bye, Javon. Bye, Levi. Man. I hope both of you had a good time sticking around on this stream. Hold on. Here's... Ethan Archivax, opinions on Penguins of Madagascar, more specifically the TV series on Nickelodeon from 2009. Penguins of Madagascar is underrated. I'm going to say that. That was one of the very last really good cartoons on Nickelodeon before the channel went downhill. And when it went downhill in the early 2010s, and no, really, I think 2009 was when Nickelodeon started going downhill. And then they didn't really bounce back in quality until around 2019. Though there were still a few good shows in the time between, like Harvey Beaks, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2012, and of course The Loud House. Alright, what Alfredo really meant to say was, who is your favorite member of Amphibia's Calamity Trio? Marcy. I didn't make an entire 30-minute long video about how great Marcy is for nothing. Okay, another question from Mike Ansile. What is your opinion of Svengoolie? I haven't watched very much. I haven't watched very much of it. I know that it's a series where this guy hosts horror movies from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I know about it. And then there's this puppet who's with him, I believe. LobbyFan12, have you heard the sad news about the death of Gilbert Gottfried? I posted about it, and it was actually one of the most popular posts I've ever made for my community tab. Yeah, it is really unfortunate that we lost him. He's one of those people who you can recognize just on their voice alone. There's someone with a very distinctive voice. Gilbert Gottfried had a very distinctive voice that was really nice to listen to, even if it was a bit uncanny, I'm not sure is the right word. But, yeah. I thought, yeah. And, of course, he did all those great animation performances. I know most people are going to say that Iago from Aladdin is his best role in animation, and I agree, but we need to give some love to Dr. Bender and Wendell from The Fairly Odd Parents. Those two were awesome. I actually just recorded from Nick Pluto TV one of Gilbert Gottfried's Fairly Odd Parents episodes. The one where Dr. Bender steals Chip Skylark's teeth, shiny teeth. I recorded the airing of it from Nickelodeon's channel on the free Pluto TV service and archived it on my Wayback Machine page. Do you guys think I was getting all the answers to my questions across in a way that sounded clear, like you guys could tell what I was trying to say? I feel like I didn't do as good of a job with this as I could have if I was more prepared. Oh, bye MobyFan12. I hope you have a nice day as well. And yeah, you're welcome for answering my questions. Okay, just a reminder that we only have 3 minutes of this. Like, I want to let you all know that I'm going to end this stream in only 3 minutes. I might actually end it early if there aren't any other people who are going to ask me questions. I think all the people who wanted to ask me a question today have already done so. Yeah. Andy Kishore says he'll leave this tab open for 8 hours and he would be the only person still there. Alfredo asks, do I ship him and Sasha? Before I answer that question, I want to let you guys all know that Alfredo is only 15, and Amphibia premiered when he was the same age as Sasha Waybright, so it's perfectly fine for him to have a crush on her. So, I mean, whatever suits your kinks, man. I mean, I'm good either way, okay? Like, I really do not have an opinion. Nasty is asking me one last question. When are you going to watch Final Space on HBO Max? When I finish catching up on Big City Greens, Miraculous, and Rick and Morty. Okay, no. Just Big City Greens and Rick and Morty. I only have 10 episodes of Big City Greens left before I'm completely done with that show. I mean, with all the episodes that have premiered so far. And I only have 20 episodes of Rick and Morty left to watch. And then, once I'm done with both of those, I'll check out Final Space. Ethan Archive is asking me if I've seen Turning Red on Disney Plus yet. No, but I plan to. Especially after watching Mr. Enter's review. That review was just so clumsily put together. I'm all like, Mr. Enter is being such a dimwit when it comes to delivering these viewpoints. I have to check out the movie myself just so my counter-arguments against him can be more justified. Oh, welcome back, Barry. We only have enough time for one more question, Barry, and I'm going to make sure that it's a question that you ask. So if you have any more questions, just ask. If not, then I'm just going to end the stream here and there. Here now, I should say. Sorry if I sound like a stumbling mess right now. It's really hard for me to improvise. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nasty. Mr. Enter's Turning Red review was so horrible. And Mr. Enter made it worse by calling everybody who disliked the review, like calling them terrible people, even though a lot of the counter arguments given to the video were justified. Like, he said, oh, diversity was great back in the day. Like, diversity in cartoons, like racial diversity in cartoons, that they were a lot better back in my day. Mr. Enter, you are white. You have no right to judge any piece of media, animated or not, based on how well it portrays a specific ethnicity. I'm sorry if you guys are hearing some problem, like if you're hearing dogs in the background, those are my dogs. They can be jerks to each other at times. Not as big of a jerk as Mr. Enter is being on Twitter right now, though. Oh! Okay, one last question from Barry, and then I'm done with this stream. What is an episode from The Simpsons that you appreciate more now as an adult than as a kid? That one's a tough one. Let me think about that one. Well, really, it's really, hold on, let me think. It's the episode Lisa's First Word, because that's the one, is the one where they were telling the story. No, really, it's not just Lisa's First Word, it's all the flashback episodes of The Simpsons from the early years. The ones where Homer was telling everybody about how he got together with Marge, how the kids were born, how everything, all that stuff. When I was a kid, I found those to just be boring and generic. I mean, not boring. There was still a lot of the typical prime Simpsons humor from that era present. But I wanted to watch The Simpsons as a kid to get some laughs. So I didn't really care for those episodes as a kid because comedy wasn't the main focus. It wasn't until I was a teenager when I began to really appreciate the heart of The Simpsons. Really realize the emotional core of everything. And that's when it went from just a cartoon that I really like to my favorite TV show ever, basically. Alrighty, well, I think that's all the time I have for today. Make sure to check out my first Q&A video in case you haven't already done so, because it will fill up all the gaps that this Q&A video may have created. My plan is to do one live stream every month, so join me in May when I celebrate the 6-year anniversary of the most popular Nicktoon to have come out within the past decade, for better or for worse. Until then, this is Jason the Cartoon Fan, signing off. Okay, hold on, let me put an end. Let me try to end it. Alright. Until then, Jason the Cartoon Fan, signing